Quick question.
Are we?
We're live. We're live right now. At the very in that trailer, you've got the alien line with the oxygen mask on. Is that an alien in the pod? Visiting Earth?
No. That is actually recovered footage from Miami of the
Yes.
aliens after it was brutally shot. No, it
Yeah.
was just
Yes. It was
stock
shot
footage.
300
It
times
was
by one police officer.
it was stock footage of a fucking. It was just stock footage of what it looked like a cheap recreation of the end of ET.
And I also heard too the police officers at Miami beat to death one of the other aliens repeatedly with rubber batons.
Yeah,
Look,
no,
see this, guys. Honestly,
here's another one. Here's another one. My mother fell for this one.
mm.
How about the 9 to 10 feet tall, shape-shifting gray blobby things now suddenly turn into xenomorphs? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there are some people, very talented people, who
I
have
know.
a hobby of creating computer-generated videos. And one such individual created a very, very impressive looking video
Mm.
of what looks like security camera footage of a xenomorph walking by. And
Yeah.
someone has added effects to it to try to say that was the footage out of Miami. Dear God!
Look,
How can
there's
people be
people.
so
There's
stupid?
people in Canada saying they were there. They're standing in the snow and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm only 500 yards from the scene right now." And then you're looking at the guy and there's pine trees in the background and snow. I'm sorry, but it doesn't snow in Miami.
Very rarely it does. And you would be seeing a lot of dead iguanas on the ground. There's been a couple times it did snow down in Florida. It got cold enough to where those poor guys froze.
I'm going to say this now. I'm not saying nothing did happen. I'm not saying something did happen. But what I'm going to say is this: I'm going to wait till I see the police body cam footage.
Like,
Right? Right? And I can tell you something right now. I don't think aliens visited the mall. I seen a psychic on TikTok today. Oh, the Galactic Federation of Light have came to me. Lena, if you're watching this, you'll like this. The Galactic Federation of Light came to me and they told me when they were dialing in the teleportation device, they accidentally got it out by one digit and they spawned in them all. They were going to Antarctica.
I mean, I've heard of stories of grays in disguise shopping at Walmart. And that's someone who's worked at Walmart before. I
Oh,
can
come
see
on.
that.
There's a lot of strange people at Walmart. Come on. In the UK, we've got Asda, which is owned by Walmart, and it's the exact same shop. And I can tell you something right now, there's some strange people go to Asda.
You're looking at one.
I'm just going to say that once. I've seen some really, really strange people. I've went down for like stuff late at night, and I've seen some really strange. There's my dog barking now, Tassie. It might be the
Jesse's coming
Miami
in.
aliens.
Oh yeah, they don't like us talking about him. Dear Lord. Here's the thing.
My God, there's a portal opening. Ah!
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that bothers me.
What?
Some of these people who are trying to claim that they were at the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them have actually come forward and said, "Oh, I was just BS, and I wanted to see how many of you would believe it." Then everybody was immediately like, "Oh, the three-letter agencies got to him. The three-letter agencies got to him."
Men in Black again. Men in Black are sitting probably watching this and they're thinking, Jesus Christ, these two ideas. But come on, honestly, the aliens didn't happen in Miami. I'm going to bring up another subject. What's that, Rev Melissa? Do you know it's fake? The aliens.
What the hell do aliens
malls.
need with one of our malls?
Look, I'm going to say this now. I don't judge aliens. If aliens want to shop in malls, if they want to come down from the planetary ships that they're on to buy a new pair of sneakers or maybe the latest iPhone or something, let them. They're allowed to. I think alien freedom. Alien freedom.
I don't know. Some of these. Speaking of Elena, I saw this one guy on fucking Twitter that was arguing with her. I'm sorry. He sounds like he writes fan fiction for the Men in Black movies.
Yeah. What's that? Rev in the chat there. She says, think some Amazon drivers are aliens. Well, the amount of Amazon packages I get, I've probably contributed to the Amazonian rainforest getting depleted. You know?
Stop while on their roots.
You froze. Oh my god, you're all pixelated. Your face changed there. It was a portal. It was opening up.
Talking about a random thing about Jeff Bezos, and all of a sudden my signal dropped. Ugh. That's it. Bezos is an alien.
That's that. He's sitting in his mothership, the nursing, right? They two there. We need to deal with him swiftly and severely, you know.
Well, he is funny looking enough.
Talking about spaceships and stuff like that. What's your opinion on the James Webb Telescope? What's been released? 7 billion miles up. I think it's 700 billion miles away.
Christopher, I know you're at that age.
Yes, I know.
But you can't get the James Webb to do a colonoscopy on you. So quit fantasizing about it looking at Uranus.
Uranus is a beautiful planet. I know there's people out there thinking, what's this guy going on about? But I'll tell you something right now. The extraterrestrials that live out there now, there's bars all around about Jupiter and Uranus and stuff like that. I'm telling you, you're missing something. You're missing something. No, I'm serious here. What's your opinion on that? Do you think this is part of soft disclosure because they're saying that lights have been detected? I mean, it must be some heavy-duty telescope to detect that. There's a chemical in the atmosphere or something.
Well, no, James Webb is pretty heavy-duty. You got to consider that. One.
Yeah, because the Hubble's not even as powerful, is it?
No.
No.
James Webb can detect things that are way out of our visible spectrum, which the Hubble does not have the capability, allowing us to look farther back in time when it comes to the universe.
But what's your opinion on the planet with satellites? Could it be? Well, probably is.
It may be. You got to remember, dude, I've been helping take care of a 1 month old. So I'm a little behind on reading up on this stuff.
Have you not read up? You see this, ladies and gentlemen? Well, seemingly the James Webb Telescope has taken pictures of a supposed planet 700 billion miles away. Right, I don't know what that is in light years. Or is it 20,000 light years? I don't know. But seemingly it's detected lights of cities on an Earth-like planet. Now, let's look at it, right? I mean, it might be, and this might be part of soft disclosure here, by the way. This is to wake people up to say, oh, there's a civilization out there's a civilization. Why is my channel working right? It's not letting me scroll down. My chat, it was going up and down, and then it stopped. That's weird, that.
I don't know.
There's specialist stuff. Here goes Dakota to cheat his way.
You gotta remember, that's me, dude.
I know it's just. I'm tired.
I'm just trying. I'm just trying to read up on.
It is interesting about the James Webb Telescope, about this planet, and everybody's talking about it on TikTok again. But they are saying that it's like satellites, and I don't see how they can detect something like that. Unless, obviously, they're just doing this to say, oh, there's extraterrestrials out there. Look, we all know that there's aliens out there. We all know there's aliens on the Earth. We all know that there's aliens everywhere, right? And there's ships in orbit and stuff like that. I'm telling you, they're going to come out with something very soon. Big disclosure coming.
Yeah, why do you think they're trying to take advantage of a bunch of dumbass kids in Miami in order to make fun of the idea of an aliens coming here?
Yeah. They want this to happen. They want kids to say that they were there and they seen giant extraterrestrials running about.
Yeah, those kids, you wave enough money in front of them, they'll do anything for you.
You just need, was it George Soros? Know about it. Just George Soros. Just look at George Soros, the kind of things that he was into. You know what I mean? The amount of money that he gave to certain groups.
Look about you and the little friends on Jeffrey Epstein's list. Can we talk about the fact that your name is on there?
Who?
You.
What?
You.
What about me?
On Epstein's list.
Am I? Oh, what have you went and done? Have you went and photoshopped something or something?
No.
What have you went and done? See, I see when he does things like this, you think he's going to like Photoshop things. I wish I had all the money to go there. To be honest with you, private jets and stuff like that. You know.
You'd be like Danny DeVito. Yes, I was on a sex island, but I was there for the
Oh, let's face
snorkeling.
it. A lot
Why
of
did
them
I
have
do
been
the
there.
Trump hands and with a
I'm
Reagan
go.
accent?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. The new that island and all that kind of stuff. It's an absolute disgrace. And this, I honestly, they're using this. They're using all these alien stuff as a cover because nobody's talking about it. Hardly anybody's talking about this island, Epstein's list. So this crazy, ginormous alien that was away shopping. You know?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me. It's awfully funny that the ET stuff is coming out right as they're supposed to be Epstein revelations.
Oh, well, let's face it. What's more interesting, Pedophile Island or giant extraterrestrials that shop at Walmart?
For novelty, the ETs, but enough people have been affected by sexual predators in their lives. They're wanting to see they want to see justice.
That's what I'm going to be talking about it tomorrow in Ghost Squad Scotland and through this channel. I'm going to be talking about paranormal predators and paranormal bullies and the paranormal, not just the paranormal, also in the UFO community. We all know what happens when women do good and then men get jealous.
If women show anything of themselves online, dear God, the number of messages my mother gets from married police officers saying they want online girlfriends.
Could you remember the time we had Mike on and we were talking about
Paranormal titties.
Oh my god, that was the infinite episode. Pete, you need to go and watch that. So I've got to say. But it was awesome. I want to jump back to the James Webb Telescope now that you've managed to read up slightly. What's your opinion on it?
It is actually a known alien. That particular planet.
Mm-hmm. So no nets dropped, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that
planet is listed.
You dropped.
My
We
signal's
can't hear
dropping.
you. We can't hear you. What planet was it again?
It was towards Proxima B. That planet is listed to have ET life.
Are they intelligent or are they
Humanoid.
just like? But are they intelligent? Are they like stuck in the like industrial revolution, or are they intergalactic?
No, they're galactic.
Are they
They're
friendly?
known as No, they're technically distant cousins of ours, who can live to be about 2,000 Earth years.
See, why is that? What that's something I just don't get. Right? Why is it us?
Damn good medical care.
Maybe us mere mortals on this earth are lucky if we see like 70 or 80. But there's extraterrestrials out there that are 2,000 years old, and some of them are millions of years old.
Well, you got to consider time dilation on the different worlds. You know, like an hour here could be 1,000 years on one planet. You know, there's different time dilations, and whenever those lifespans get shared with us, they're trying to convert it into terms we would understand. 1, 2, they have damn good medical care.
See, that's the thing, right? Hypothetically, 700 billion miles away, with today's technology that obviously that's not been hidden for us, how long would it take to send a signal?
Depends on the type of signal.
Digital. Laser
still
beam,
rides
whatever.
radio waves.
Mm-hmm.
If they go to laser focus it, take into account all the different factors that fly from A to B, it would still take quite some time.
What? A couple of 100 years? More?
depending, like I said, you're asking me mathematical questions.
Come on, you're meant to be the intelligent. You're meant to be the Galactic Federation Elite. You're meant to be an officer. You're meant to be an officer.
Even they get confused on the conversions, you idiot.
Come on. Come on, you get tested here. Come on, imagine I'm examining you. I'm your flight student officer or whatever I am. Look, around 4 years, really? That all?
Roughly.
That's not actually
if
that bad.
Everything's taken into consideration and they're able to prevent anything from getting in the way, about 4 years. Thank you, Dots, for saving my ass.
So how long would it take to fly there?
Depends on the tech.
So if you had faster than light speed, it wouldn't take that long then?
Depends. There's several portals that they can utilize in order to get around that. And Tatiana, it looks like Proxima that James loves.
It makes you, they're obviously aware of us right now.
They know about us, yeah.
I wonder what they're thinking. They know. They're thinking, oh, Jesus, the humans have found us. Why was it our planet first?
It wasn't just theirs.
Nah, I know, but this is the one they've released to the public, innit?
No, there's been a couple others they admitted that could hold signs of potential life, but that one just happened to catch interest because the photos do look like Earth city lights from a distance. Yeah. And that happens to be a human world, for lack of a better word.
There you go. I think there's aliens closer than that. Well, obviously Mars. Mars is quite interesting. I see there's a lot of studies coming back saying that there's a chemical been found in Mars. Have you heard this one? Where there's been like a weird chemical found in Mars, and they're speculating that this chemical is only found at nuclear blast sites, well, like Hiroshima, and they're speculating that one time on Mars there was a very large exchange with nuclear weapons.
No, they've been speculating that for a while now to try to figure out why Mars looks like the way it does. Why in all the simulations, all the information about it, Mars looks awful lot like Earth could be if we face total annihilation.
There's dots. I think that's what it's called. Was it dead? Zedong. I was going to say there's Zedong.
Yeah, with that Zedong.
It's like that guy that had you on his radio show and he misspelled your name. I had to say it. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, but I definitely think we came from Mars. I definitely think there's a lot more than that. I wonder what happened. I wonder, how bad it really was. See, this is what I don't right. The stories go about how man was created by the Anunnaki and all that kind of stuff and all this kind of carry on and that. So what actually caused Mars to go that way? Because if they were so sophisticated, if it was an asteroid, they could have stopped it. Unless it was an intergalactic war.
It was war.
Against who?
Not by everybody when you really think about it. But there's still people up there.
Aye, but they're no human. Like,
they are.
Are they? I thought they were.
Some that are human.
A wee bit different looking. What I've been learning, what I've been watching lately.
There's some that's been reptilian based. You're watching the giant cockroach videos, aren't you?
I'm not watching the giant cockroach videos, but I've been watching the ones that are meant to live under the surface of Mars. Because there's meant to be a city underneath the surface of Mars. Quite a big one.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the Martian atmosphere is breathable. Do you know that? Ish. I do think you could transform the planet, but it would take a while. We need to send Dakota up there. Do you want to go, Dakota? We'll pitch in.
I've tried. I'm too tall for the flight suits.
You're too tall for the flight suits.
I'm serious.
What are you up there in the Galactic Commander? You look this ginormous like alien dude with like 10 heads and big tentacles and all that kind of
No,
stuff.
I'm about the same height as I am. No,
Oh,
but no. Thankfully, only because of Elon, there is actually a height limit for space travel when it comes to civilian-based tech, and that is about 6'5".
See, that's interesting. Dots say that, right? A planet where the asteroid belt is now blew up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? See, this is I had a theory, right? What happens if the moon at one? What happens if the moon at one time and the Earth moon was really at Mars, and it was moved for there?
Maybe.
Because it's meant to be a ship, and it's meant to be movable.
Maybe.
I just think there's a model. What is it in one of the moons of Mars? I can't remember. Is it Phobos? And one of the moons, there's meant to be like a monolith, isn't there?
I believe it was Phobos.
Yeah, I that's all I can. I'm reading quite a lot of the Zachariah Sitchin books and all that now. But yeah, I just think I would love to know what really happened, and obviously I'll never probably find out. But I would love to know what happened in that world, because it must have been devastation. The devastation must have been a grand scale.
Mm-hmm.
Could you think about it? If they were so advanced, they'd have cities all over the continents, right? And then what? 100 million years later, all there is rubble. See, there's been footage released of like architecture and NASA or whatever their name is. They've kind of like airbrushed it, and then you've got what's the face in Mars? What is your opinion on the face in Mars? That's a good one. What is your opinion on that?
That was a trick of the light.
So it's actually just a trick of the light then. What's that in the chat? I'm just reading the chat there. Just waiting for Lawrence to come up. I wonder what the Chinese are up to on the dark side of the moon. That is a good point. What are they up to?
Definitely makes you wonder.
We all know about the secret space programs and all that. The Chinese and the Russians and the Americans and the British and the Canadians and the Australians and everybody bloody else are probably all working together behind the scenes. Let's face it. And all this that's going on in the world now is just utter shit that could end. They could end it if they wanted to.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they'll know.
But they don't.
But they don't, because it's money. That's one. That's one. Money.
Money, access to a potentially infinite resource.
They don't want their little earthlings running away to different worlds when they find out that Pink Floyd, it's exactly Dark Side of the Moon. They don't want us earthlings finding out that there's free societies out there where money doesn't really exist.
And I want us to find out how many of our missing persons weren't actually missing. They were taken off planet for slave labor.
Yeah. That's actually a good point. So they're probably working away somewhere in some weird mine right now. But pickaxe.
Totally conditioned to think that is everything, that life there is to life. And any attempt to go to the outside world is completely restricted to avoid causing mass panic.
See, I've heard the story about how the president, when a president of the United States becomes president, they've got to sit down and watch this VCR. Have you heard about that? This tape, it's a tape, it's a VCR tape. It's a strange thing. It's a plastic thing. Cassette.
I know what a VCR is, you knob.
Trying to explain to you what this strange device is. Well, it's called a tape, VCR. Well, seemingly every president has to watch this. So I wonder what's on it. And because some presidents have been shocked by it.
Mm-hmm.
What's that in the chat there? Tanza. But the flip side, we're also going to meet some good people from different planets and stars too. But if there's gidgeons out there, there's obviously going to be total dicks out there too, aren't there?
Yeah, here's the thing, and I'm not saying this to aggravate any fear porn or any of that, but there's much more behind the scenes that people don't realize. When they come, yes, there's going to be some flat out amazing people. There's going to be some moments of confusion where cultures clash, and we go to say one thing that apparently that's offensive to another, or it'd be like the clap the gator incident, where
nothing wrong with clapping your gator. That's what I'm going to say.
I know, just saying, but nevertheless, we are going to have to pay our dues in order. We still have to contribute. It's not like they're just going to come down here, give us all this tech, and take off, and we'll be happy ever after. No. That's fucking lazy and very entitled on our part to expect that.
We should work for it. They'll give us their old shit that they don't really use anymore.
Exactly. So why would you want to give a race that's overcoming its hostile tendencies the ability to kick your ass?
Yeah. They'll give us what they'll do is they'll give us their old shit. They'll say, right, listen, there's some clean energy for you. Oh, and we've cleaned up your climate too for you. And oh, here, we've got rid of all your nuclear weapons and nuclear waste for you too. Oh, and we'll also make sure that your planet doesn't get hit with asteroids. And we'll also police the space round about your planet to make sure you don't get invaded by any bad people. But the rest is up to you. And then fly away in their spaceship. That's exactly what will happen.
Exactly. We're already in a probationary period where they're going to see if we can step up to the plate. By all means, so far, things are looking good. It's still early in the game, so there's going to be a little chaos. But we have to remember, in the long run, there will be something better than what they were expecting, what actually brought them here in the first place.
Oh,
but then that goes into whole timelines and all that confusing shit.
In a couple of thousand years from now, the humans will be helping another civilization in the same shoes. If we've not killed ourselves first, obviously. Or pissed them
off. By then, we'll probably look a little different. We'll be a little taller. Maybe the skin will be a little bluer.
See, that's what we do have to get out. We have to get out of racism and stuff like that. Because what's going to happen when a purple alien turns up? Yes, I'm talking about the purple aliens again, Dakota. The purple aliens and then the blue ones and the other ones that's out there, let's face it. What's going to happen when they turn out? Yeah, I mean, on Earth, the African Americans and stuff like that have got to look at the white folk and say, oh, let's all be friends. Look, there's a purple one there. We don't like the purple ones. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, John.
Exactly. It'll be like District 9.
Aye, that's actually quite a good movie, that. Look, I think the humans, it'll take a while before the humans overcome racism. It will. It'll take at least a couple of hundred years. It will take at least a couple of hundred years. Because it'll have to die out, basically. It'll have to die out.
Here's the thing, though. The major thing behind that is a sense of tribalism. And that, more or less, has contributed to mankind's ability to survive. To basically band together with things that are similar enough to us to overcome any threat that comes our way, be it environmental changes, predators, stuff like that. That sense is so ingrained into us that
there's predators out there.
I know, and here's the thing. There's a second segue that'll probably contribute to your little bashing tomorrow. But a lot of the problem is we have so many people these days that are so eager for human connection. They're flat out lonely and depressed. They don't get to see a lot of people, that they'll be willing to take on just about any form of human connection that comes their way. That's why there's a lot of people who get so obsessed over the idea of like Twitch streamers and stuff like that, because that's the only form of human interaction they have. So if they happen to see their favorite streamer come up on stream one day looking kind of down, they're thinking, oh, there's going to be a major travesty, or they're angry about something. Oh, he's really an asshole. Yet they don't come out of their basements. And the way I'm going with this is that there's still individuals out there who take advantage of those types, knowing that they will have such blind loyalty because they're desperate for love.
Yeah.
And we get caught up in so much of this chaos that you don't know what true love is. In fact, you want to wage war on it the second it presents itself.
We need to stop killing each other on this planet. We need to basically get rid of all the borders. Again, this is what I got before. They're like, holy shit, don't say that, Chris. We need to get rid of all the borders. We need to scrap all the nuclear weapons. Let's face it, they'll no work anyway because they've been turned off. We need, instead of spending trillions of dollars in weapons of mass destruction and stealth fighter jets and all that kind of stuff, start helping the planet. Because you could do so much, man. I mean, there's things you could do. You could cover the Sahara Desert in bloody solar panels. Yeah, I mean, the technology is there for fusion reactors and stuff. There's technology there for a device the size of a shoebox that would fit in your car and make your car run in water.
But be careful when you say that. People who try putting that into their cars end up being targeted in mass shootings.
But the only way it's going to stop is the elites. And there's another subject I want to bring up tonight that I've been hearing about. The only way it's going to stop is everybody starts sticking up to them and saying, no, more. It has to stop. For instance, what the hell, I was going to say I swear there, but what the hell is going on with all the billionaires and millionaires building these bunkers? And they've ought to be finished before winter of 2024 coming into 25.
That's definitely an interesting discussion.
No, we've got half an hour. Because let's face it, times, I don't know what it is lately, but times feels like it's slowed down for me. It's really weird. But all these billions, look at Mark Zuckerberg. He spent, what, $400 million, $200 million on a bunker on an island. Why?
Yeah.
And it's not just him.
Why do you think where they want all that land?
Let's Bill Gates. He's building one too. Oh, there's about 25 bunkers getting built all over the world. All top bunkers for billionaires.
All of them affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein.
What, they're going to run away there and shut the door and hope that the government will not arrest them?
I'm just saying. All of these people have had some sort of connection to that.
Even Obama's meant to have a bloody bunker getting built and all this kind of madness. I mean, is there something I'm missing here? Is there something about to happen? And this is the honest truth, guys, and I'm going to say this now. I think, I don't know what he'll do, but see Trump, I think he's going to win, right? But I don't think they're going to let that happen. I think they're going to do something. They're going to do something. They're going to set something off. They're going to shut the internet down like we were talking about last night. All these billionaires will flee to these bunkers and then they'll do something. They'll shut the grid down. I'm telling you.
Election time would be the perfect time to shut it down too.
When is election time? In the winter,
November.
Yeah. And all the bunkers are meant to be ready around about September.
Election time would be the perfect time to shut it down, especially where they're trying to go to all electric voting.
A couple of weeks before the election, shut everything down the grid, when the world ends.
No, not before the election.
But during it,
right as it's happening,
and then just shut everything down completely.
Here's the thing that situations like the Miami Mall incident teach you. People as a whole tend to get very stupid with mob mentality
Yep.
and blood's pumping full of adrenaline. Because again, those kids were setting off fireworks. And you don't even need to have any special Project Bluebeam bullshit in order to create events like that. You generate enough smoke, you can get a $20 projector, have some sort of aliens on a green screen background so it looks clear. They have this shit for Halloween directions, and people are going to see these amorphous moving blobs. It's the projections moving on the damn fog and not exactly pay attention.
It's like Dot says they are stuck in a hole, nowhere to go. Right. I've got an idea, Dots, and you just gave me an idea. Let's when all the elites go in and shut their big metal doors, we get a team of people to go to each bunker and weld the doors shut. Can't get back out. But they'll have their escape exits, obviously. But look,
so you got to take into consideration, you're going to want to look at potential ventilation and cut those off.
I watch on YouTube, I don't know if you watch it, it's that guy builds bunkers for people. It's called Atlas Survival Shelters. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think he has a lot of clients in northern Idaho.
Yeah, he does. He does. Because I was watching one getting built the other day. There was like $500,000 or something. It was in Idaho. It was getting built.
It sounds about right.
And he says most ones that they build say they've got an emergency exit, but they've really got like 2 emergency exits. They're built in, don't tell you what it is, but obviously the person that buys it knows what it is. Yeah. So you might know that you'll see an island with a bunker on it, and you'll think, right, I've sealed up all the air vents. These guys can't get out, and I've sealed up the door. These guys can't get out, but they'll ways out. They could have tunnels that lead out under the sea for all you can, to wee submersible and stuff like that. You don't know. But why are all the billionaires? Why are all the billionaires, not just millionaires, famous people, building these bunkers on time for the election?
Because you got to consider, just like in any sort of group dynamic, you're going to have individuals who have, similar situations, similar jobs. They're all going to eventually find ways to interconnect with one another. Conventions, networking, parties, stuff like that. The low common people do it. The elites do it. They all have some way to get a hold of one another. Easy. And to anybody who's on the outside, they're like, oh, those two are friends. No big deal. Friends are going to share. If did something just flash inside of my screen right here?
Nah, something. I don't know what it was. When was that about? That was 38 something. 37, 55 or 38 beyond.
Yeah, that was like, it looked like somebody was poking its head right about here.
Yeah, there's somebody says yes in the chat. They seen it too. It's like somebody went like that and then back in again.
Well, my niece has been acting like she's been watching somebody that the rest of us can really pick up. So
obviously
that's gonna be interesting.
Things. It was a quick flash, white flash.
Yeah.
I think the spirits and the other side and all that, I think they're warning us because I think something is about to happen. And honestly, can you imagine the pandemonium with the internet? I mean, I was talking about this last night, but I was lying in my bed last night thinking about this. With the internet, nothing will work. I mean, if it happened in the early 1980s or 1990s, I think it would be fine. But because it's happened now,
I know you got to talking about several different, like grocery stores, everything being connected to the Wi-Fi. Technically, all these stores, because I know a lot of emergency service personnel do it because they're all connected to the internet, but technically they're all supposed to have the old ways on standby, probably locked in a closet somewhere, but still more accessible just in case something goes down.
Right.
But here's the problem. none of the new people or the younger kids, maybe just barely entering the workforce, aren't going to know that shit existed.
Yeah. Or here's the other scenario. You're going to the shop, you've went to the ATM machine, and it's not working because the internet's down, so you can't get any money. You went into the bank, but they can't get any deliveries because the internet's down in money, because let's face it, the banks don't really keep that much money now. So you go in with your contactless on your watch or on your phone or your card, and you can't use it because there's no internet. So you can't buy none. So what you meant today? And people will say, "Oh, but that's only a couple." No, that's everybody. So you can't buy gas for your car. You can't buy food, right? And then obviously the vehicles delivering all the food to the shops and things use people. And if they can't buy gas to get to their work, to drive that truck, to deliver your food, who's going to deliver your food?
Here's the thing. Going from the shop's
Mike.
point of view. Obviously, stores have to keep track of how much they sell and of what, so they can order more, right? Internet goes down, those orders ain't going to go out.
Exactly. I've noticed, I don't know if they're the same where you are, but again, you work in stores and that, they probably are. And the modern supermarkets like Tesco's and Morrison's in Britain and Scotland, I've noticed wee sensors in all the shelves now. And I was talking to a guy one day about it, somebody I knew that worked in Morrison's, and I says, "What's that?" And he says, "Oh, when you take, like, say, like can of iron brew, when you take a can of iron brew, it knows that can of iron brew's been took. So it sends a signal back to the storeroom, and the guy comes out and repacks it. And then a signal goes to the main computer, and then it sends out, oh, we need another 500 pallets of iron brew or whatever. I mean, that's how it works.
I mean,
when
can
it
you
gets to
imagine what those Amazon grab and go stores are going to be like?
I've never been
Those-
in any of them. I just get everything delivered straight to my door.
No, it's exactly what you just described.
Oh,
They
I
have
see. I can't
sensors on all their merchandise to where you basically pay everything with whatever card you have attached to your Amazon account. Can you imagine what it's going to be like for those stores?
Can you imagine the people that have got electric cars and that all uses contactless to pay to charge your car up?
I know those. How about some of those Silicon Valley freaks that had the chips already implanted in their wrists with their credit card, their medical?
Yep. It's not going to work.
Yeah. What's going to happen if they get in trouble?
I drive a gasoline car, but my tank's always running a bit full. In the scenario that it's doing, at least I've got fuel for a wee while.
Yeah. Same here. My tank usually gets me around a good 400 miles before I need to refill.
I'm the same. But it's like Dot says, just go around lifting cans all day and the police will be overstretched because nothing will work.
Exactly. I mean,
but
they have radios, but they're not going to be able to communicate much. Because their patrol cars are rigged with Wi-Fi.
That's right. That's weird you should say that, because I ken a couple of police officers, and I was talking to it one day. One of them was showing me inside their police car, and it was a traffic police car, the ones that go for the cars and stuff. And he says everything's linked to the internet. Everything. It knows if you're taxed, insured, MOT'd, everything.
Oh yeah.
And it finds you automatically. See, even if the police officer knew you, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, it's all right when you go," but you get that hang MOT'd. They can't do that anymore because it's all connected to the motor. As soon as it reads your license plate, it finds you.
Yeah, in bigger cities over here, they have that, and I know in New York, there's a lot of people destroying traffic cameras because someone actually figured out that some of those cameras are rigged to flag people who are maybe going like a mile under the speed limit and still ticket them. Someone figured that out, and now they're trying to trash it.
They did that down in London. I was watching it. I watched a lot of mad stuff, and you've heard the UZ zone where that where is it? They'd go a guy in an electric scooter. An electric scooters he's standing up on, but he put on a dinosaur suit Can the inflatable dinosaur suits? And he stuck it with sellotape, a car license plate to the front and one at his back to see if it would activate it. When he went through the years, aye, they get fined. They get fined. It's not meant to detect that. It's meant to recognise the vehicle. So it just shows you. It's funny as anything. It's funny as anything because they're having a lot of problems. They're having a lot of problems now in London.
Yeah, because people are starting to realize that those are fucking scams.
They're called Blade Runners. They're called Blade Runners, and they're cutting the cameras down.
You mean like the Harrison Ford movie?
Yeah, Blade Runner.
Really?
Yeah, they're called that. That's a resistance type group in London and all the major cities in Britain and Scotland.
Yeah,
and they're doing all these surveillance cameras, and they're called Blade
they got
Runners.
a bunch of them over in New York right now, hitting cameras.
Yeah. Do you ken they're bringing out new cameras over here? See, when you come into like a 30 zone or like a 40 zone for you or whatever, you brake, you brake, and then you come in. Well, they're going to start fining you for braking for coming in the 30 zone or the 40 zone. So in theory, before you get to the zone, you've got to be doing 30 before you get to the zone.
Yeah, there's some police jurisdictions that are like that. The cops are just that fucking anal.
Aye, that's that. Dino truck. Aye, that's that there. Aye, that's that. The guy, they put on the big, kidney stupid costumes you get in the inflatable dinos.
Yeah.
And they flee about in scooters with they take license plates off of cars, real cars, and put them on their back and got them doing the U-lays. And you see it, taking pictures. And it's not meant to. It's meant to recognise if it's a vehicle or not.
You know, here's my question. What about those exotic custom built cars, like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, or because I've seen someone recreated their car to look like it. What do they call it? The dog car from Dumb and Dumber.
Now, that would still get fined. If it's a vehicle with four wheels, aye, it should, aye. There was oh my god, and this just shows you how people are so thing with it. I watched it. It was on YouTube actually. It wasn't TikTok for a change, and it was a traffic police UK, and it was their main website, and they pulled this guy over, and his back number plate and his front number plate was covered in leaves, right? And the guy came out and says, "Oh, I'm really sorry, it's autumn. I can't do nothing to get it." And the police officer says, "Wait now," and the camera crew was with him, and they'd stuck the leaf on with sellotape or his number plates. I mean, ingenious kind of way, but they fined him heavily. But look, the motoring in the UK, you've got it lucky in America. You really have. Your gasoline is cheap, right? Really cheap. I mean, we're what? For you here, it'd be what, $12, $13 a gallon.
Yeah.
Right. Can you imagine paying $13 a gallon?
Some places it was getting kind of close.
Right. Now, yous are lucky. Yous don't really have like MOTs. You do have your emissions things in some states. I ken that, all that kind of stuff, because my American pal John, he's got that problem with his pickup. But yous are lucky. But they're trying to get all us motorists off the roads. They're trying to get us all off the roads. And electric cars are utter shit. I'm going to say that right now. Electric cars are utter shite. They catch fire. They don't see in a cold country. Electric cars don't work. There's a guy up the back from me. He's got a Tesla. Right? I was talking to him. He charged it fully up, and it's meant to have a range of like 245 miles or something like that. In the winter time, you've got to preheat the battery, right? So it drops to 189 miles. Then you have to put the heaters on inside to defrost it. It drops down to 100 miles. And then when you start driving along the road using your lights and all that, you're talking about 60, 70 miles. It's no good. You can, it's to charge your car up for say 100 miles, it's costing like 20 to 30 pounds. For £10 worth of petrol, I can do about 100 odd miles. It's mad. It's electric cars are not working. and it's a waste. It's an absolute waste.
I mean, I understand we need to have something better than tapping into melted dinosaurs, but the push for these electric cars. I mean, hell, yesterday we just had a major snowstorm.
Yep.
Those electric cars ain't gonna last.
You know, the stuck Cybertrucks, they can't go in snow. That's another theory, and we should really talk about it. Is it dead dinosaurs? Have you heard that? Have you heard the theory where oil on the earth is actually a naturally occurring fluid? Have you heard about that? And it was in the 18th century, near in the 19th century, where I can't remember, the elites got together and made up the idea that it was dead dinosaurs. They actually did make it up, the idea. There's actually proof out there that oil is naturally occurring on the earth. And that's why if you to stop using oil for, say, 10, 20,000 years, it would basically restock itself. So you think about it, because you get coal and you get all this. Look, for all the oil that's ever been found and all the coal that's ever been found, there must have been some amount of dead life, right? I live in a mining valley. Where I stay is a mining valley. There was like 4 coal mines, right? The coal seam that runs through my village, right, is the same seam of coal that goes underneath the Atlantic, and it comes out in Pennsylvania. It's the exact same seam of coal. It's actually really interesting. You think of all that coal. There's been coal mines in my village for over 100 odd years, right? There's an estimated, I was talking to one of the geologists one day, that they were born to find out where the coal mines were, in case when they were building. There's an estimated 60 billion tons of coal from here to the start of the sea before it even goes under the Atlantic, right? Look up this, guys. Who invented the idea for petroleum? And you'll find out that it was in the early 18th, 19th century. I think it's an actual occurring thing, and I think it's always been here.
Makes you wonder now.
Yeah. Because there was a documentary about it. I'll find out about it, guys, and maybe talk about it next week. Was that the electric car can run and charge itself? However, the power companies won't be making money from that. Exactly. Look, there's hydrogen cars. I ken a guy that's got one of the cars that runs on it's just like normal gas, but you've got to have like a gas canister in the back here. It's a wee bit dodgy, right? It's a wee bit dodgy. There's get this gas canister sitting, but there's hydrogen power. And Toyota's seemingly working on a new engine that runs on water and stuff like that. What's that? Whoa, that's really cool about the mines. Aye, but it's true though. Oil. How do you know it is dinosaurs? Think about it. Do you imagine the amount of dinosaurs it would take to make all that oil that we've been using? Think about it.
Yeah.
It's obviously people have got to say, but it's sea life, it's fishes and it's plants and it's trees. Yes, that's very true. You've got peat bogs, which is peat bogs as that kind of thing, wood, trees, stuff like that. I think there's more to what meets the eye, because it was like the early, when oil was first kind of discovered, when they first started using it in the Midwest in America. I think it was in Texas, it was in the oil fields. It was, I can't remember their names. It was big companies. I can't remember. It wasn't ExxonMobil. It was the people that first invented the oil term. And it was these people that came to the notion that, let's say it was dead dinosaurs that came from, because then people will think, you think about it, if there was an unlimited supply of oil, right? It'd be a lot cheaper than it is, wouldn't it? Because you have to go out and you have to drill for it and you've got to look for it and build these big plants and then refine it and all that. So they had the idea of saying, well, it's unlimited, but let's say to them that it's really hard to get and that, and then we can charge a lot more. Look it up. Oh, you'll be shocked. LPG, thank you, Dots.
Weird at that point.
Exactly. I mean, I think oil has been here and it always will be here. I think it's naturally occurring. There's been proof. There's top scientists even say this, that it's naturally occurring.
Here's what I was just going to say. People they're probably thinking, oh, you are just idiots. Just think about this, okay? The precedent is there for information manipulation like that. Look at the light bulb. A bunch of people literally got together and said, we are making these light bulbs too damn good and making no money on them. So they make light bulbs that burn out.
Of course we do.
Quickly.
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking up really quickly. I want to see if I can find out the guys' names. I seen it. It was a documentary. It was so interesting. It was about the oil industry. It's the same with Nikola Tesla and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the other guy that got his idea first, which it would have been cheaper if it had been Tesla had done it. Mad.
Edison, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's praised as an American hero.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's true that Tesla was dropped off here by aliens, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm trying to find it, but the national for false content. I'm trying to find out who it was. It was these billionaires. I can't remember who they are, but they were American, and they came up with the idea. They said, "Oh, it was for dinosaurs and stuff like that." Mm. But you think about it, right? The Earth's been here for a long time. Of course, the Earth's been proven to be a lot older than it actually is. Have you heard that it's actually the Earth's actually now been proved to be here for 5 billion years?
Very true.
So, and the dinosaurs were around for a long before we were.
Mm-hmm.
You think about it. If there's been many civilizations, we've became, we fell, where did they get all the oil from? Because obviously the next civilizations went through the Industrial Revolution, burning coal and using oil. So what happens if the first ones die out? Then 20,000 years later, new because it's like the slate gets wiped clean because we're that stupid and we just keep killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're already making synthetic fuel, carbon dioxide and hydrogen and petrol cars. That fuel should be mainstream for 2030. I heard about that.
Yeah. It was definitely an interesting new world that's going to be coming out. Yeah, we know.
I know, because we're talking about the petroleum industry.
Yeah, we're talking about major players who have purposely had people killed because they were spoke out.
I think we should talk about that next week. Why don't we talk about? Do we have a guest? We've got a guest next week, didn't we?
I don't know.
I'll need to check. Is it the 16th?
Check.
We've got Super Horror coming on, and we've also got Leonard Lowe.
Was that next week? Yeah. All right.
Right, Super Horror shows on the 13th, I'm sure.
All right.
And then I think it's the 27th, we've got Leonard Lowe. Yeah, we'll have. So why don't we do that for the 14th is a Sunday show. Why don't we go into the new fuel things that have been hidden for the public? Oil. So if we disappear, guys, you'll have to find a YouTube channel to go to.
Yeah, but who fires off about it like we do?
It's need to be talked about. because
It is.
I'll find out more information knowing about the oil conspiracy in the 1900s. And it's a really interesting thing how they came up with the idea of dead dinosaurs. And I bet there's folks sitting there, oh, don't be stupid. Coal and oil, it's all dead dinosaurs and it's dead trees and it's leaves and all that kind of stuff. Maybe it has. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
It's there's more to meets the eye in this world, you know.
There always
So-
is. Well,
That's it.
are you sure?
That's it. It's a new.
The show's running awful short, but I guess we can do a little bit of a company announcement before we
Is your
go.
transplant?
No, I look
Again,
better bald.
Dot's favorite wig, you know. There you go.
No, he's more into you when it comes to that.
I think that looks me more intelligent. Makes me look like I've got a cone for a head, huh?
A cone for a head? Did you just... Christ, Chris.
What?
Anyway,
So
if anybody here is wanting to actually become a guest on the Bald and Bonkers show, we do have a little form that we have on the main website. Give us a little information, pick a date. We'd be more than happy to have you on so we can get your thoughts on what's going on in the world and maybe help you share your story, because let's face it, you're going to get tired of us two idiots babbling about.
Yeah, we need to get Dots on again. Dots, you need to come on again, man. We'll get you a wig to wear.
New year, new Elton John. Oh, dear God, Lawrence.
Candle in the wind.
Oh,
There
God.
you go.